Good morning and welcome to Not the Lost Begotten channel. And stuff.
The way it treated me too many times before. Don't you know you love them, baby, too? Oh, you want you there, wanna be right there with you. I know I gotta keep you by my side till the day I die. 'Cause baby, ecstasy is in my hand. Oh, when I'm holding yours in mine and walking in the sand. Oh, baby, you know it's fine. Oh, now you done and piss me off. You ain't done something you shouldn't have done. Baby, I'm mad. I'm going on. Oh, I'm going on.
Split's fault, I suppose. Look at this stupid shit. How glitchy is it on y'all's end? Look, we got my computer being hacked already. I'm just going to go ahead and make another videotape of this. So this is yet another update of my live broadcasting software. I'm now broadcasting from my personal account since YouTube has disabled my account for spam. You know, every broadcast I upload is different and informative and, well, special, quite frankly. So, The blue thing, I mean the green thing, whatever, colors, words, English. The green thing means the broadcast is working. What you saw a second ago with it being red and just disappearing, that means the broadcast isn't working. So Max just got in there. He doesn't count. It never shows when he logs in. But Max, can you tell me whether or not it's all choppy and glitchy? Is the audio working okay now? Looks like just the interaction with the PlayStation just that little bit of a glitch, a little bit of a strain. I mean, very, very little bit of a strain on my DSL. What do they call it nowadays? I have cable modem. I have a fucking third tier package cable modem. A nice package, high download, high upload. Shouldn't be uploading anything right there. So let's see if just logging into the game is what was causing it. Whatever it is, it shouldn't have been causing the high CPU usage to show up. Okay, so all signed in, seasonal events, everything's fine. So they just glitched the fucking broadcast a couple times for no damn reason. I was actually going to stop the game and then go turn off the internet on the console, but oh well, whatever. Guess if it starts acting up again, I'll pull that back out. I've done another archiving, so I have SD space now that I can't fucking broadcast to my regular channel. Anyways, so let's get on with it. But first, I need to get this damn camera out of my line of sight, so y'all's viewing angle isn't going to be quite as pristine. That'll have to do, I think. Is that it? No. Hold up on. And left. There we go. Alright, see, now I can actually see the road. And Max says it's glitching and cutting out and lagging behind. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn off high CPU usage detected. I'm going to turn off the internet on the PlayStation, because I think that YouTube app has its own spyware on there. Unfortunately, that means that I can't do the online challenges. Tiger Lily, go on. So hopefully now the broadcast quality will improve, even though the thing still hasn't gone green. but it looks to me like I'm still being hacked. There's just virtually no reason whatsoever for this laptop, a brand new quad-core Radeon Athlon badass laptop, man. No reason for it to be getting high CPU usage from what it's being used for. Alright, now what you have to do when you have a steering wheel and you still want to use your regular controller, because the steering wheel gives you arthritis pains, is change the main controller to controller number 1. So, this is my Integra. There are many like it, but this one is mine. And this is what I do for fun in my Integra. I drive on the Nürburgring. The Nürburgring, Schliegen, Foggen, Hagen, Das. Wiener Schnitzel? There's 3 ways you can pronounce German. Angry, drunk, and gay. That's it. That's all there is. It's a joke. That's just a joke. Anyway. Speaking of jokes, anybody who thought that this car was going to go slow around this track, well, the joke's on you, my friend. As we will experience no such difficulty. Alright. Sauerkraut. Okay, let's see if I'm set up. Set up for Nürburgring. Let's go with some sports soft tires. Stock transmission. Stock differential. Twin plate clutch. Accurate, not horsepower, but accurate torque of 172. Because I have a LS VTEC 2.0 liter built for turbos and then detuned. I do not have a big wing on there. I have a wing on there. And if I were to race it, I would strip it the fuck out. But it's a 4-door. So as you can see, I have it lightened, but then I add weight to it all the way to the back. Okay, so that's how I make my accurate Acura. Suspension, Type R springs and the same turned up height that I have. That's kind of a wishful thinking roll bar setup. But that's about the only one. Oh no, the brakes, I don't have racing brakes on the back. So I need to turn all that down. I got EBC brakes, ceramic racing pads, but I haven't done the upgrade that I'm planning on. I'm planning on putting an NSX calipers front and rear on that car, but I have to do a 5-lug conversion before I can do that. So I may just rig it with some old Acura GS rotors, calipers, if I can find the ones from the 4-lug model, because that's a twin pot caliper. It's actually pretty damn good. But anyway, so I got my camber in my toe like I got it outside. No, I'm running it opposite? What the hell? Oh no, I've just expanded the front. The front's only supposed to be down at 0.4. Factory spec in the repair manual, when Acura tells you to do the alignment, they say 0.2 to 0.4 is fine on the front camber angle. And then they actually want you to shoot for 1.2 in the back. So that's basically stock camber angle, which Gran Turismo doesn't accurately portray on the stock settings. So basically what I did is I tuned this setup until it seemed to me like the right car. Alright, Simba, outside. Tiger Lily's freaking out. Go on. Okay, no more hissing cats at random. So, anyway. Now for my morning warm-up exercise. And I prefer to always drive it like this. Too hot. Not for sports tires. Last couple of cars I drove were way too grippy. Take me a second to get used to this one. too slow. That sucked. Should have stayed a little wider later. Ringed it back in at the last second. So that I can carry more momentum up this hill. Stock trans, third through here. Like I said, third. Third. Just stay in third, dumbass. But I really like shifting right there. Just feels better. It's squirrely. Tiger Lily. Much better. So that mischief. That is the Integra that I use to simulate my Integra outside. It's 1,137 kilograms, or about 2,300 pounds. I've got it weighted to the back to simulate it being a four-door. I've got power representative of the engine swap that I have in there. And I've got Type R suspension sagging in the back, because that's what it does when you put Type R suspension on a sedan. Stock spring rate. I put the racing brakes on there, and then I downgraded them because I think the brakes are still probably performing a little too well, but with the hard sports tire, sports soft tires on there instead of racing tires, it's still pretty skittish. But it seemed like I had about the appropriate amount of front lockup. I have 18-inch rims on there. I put 18-inch rims in the game, but I don't think it represents the full scale of my tire size on there. Stock drivetrain, transmission. The suspension mods are representative of what I have on there, versus the stock Gran Turismo settings that they give you are actually way off from what an Integra actually is. And what it's set up for is ease of driving for the beginner. And actually what it does, what their universal ease of driving setup does, is make the front wheel drives perform like shit. Which, granted, most front wheel drive cars perform like shit. And you don't want to be giving people false sense of confidence in their grocery getter on a video game. But Honda is definitely not set up like they do it in the game, with 0 and 0 and then 60 positive on the fucking rear toe. They do the 60 positive on the rear toe to make the rear wheels slip less on the rear wheel drive cars. Doesn't really work for fucking front wheel drive cars. It basically keeps you from oversteering. Alright, while I relax, so let's take a look at that replay, I guess. And I'm going to go ahead and skip it to the second lap, because that was the hot lap. First lap was kind of screwed up. There we go. It'll take a second, and the screen will catch up. When you put the spoiler on there, it adds 20 downforce, so I turned the spoiler down to 7. Because I have SIRG spoiler on there, not even a stock Type R spoiler. I got the sedan Type R spoiler from Japan. Which is basically just a GSR spoiler. But I like to order my parts from Japan, mostly because I get them cheaper. Warehouse out of California. H Motors Online. There's the better view right there. You can watch the gas and the brake pedal down there on the bottom left. And yes, it's a sequential shifter, not a clutch stick shift, so I don't take my foot off the gas for shifts. I sometimes practice like that, where I'll sit there and I'll hold my left foot in the air and pretend there's a clutch. But that tends to give me like cramps in my hips and knees after a while. So that's because my steering wheel is sitting on a piece of wood on my lap. Makes it very hard to drift. Once this, if I make any kind of mistakes, it's actually more difficult to recover on this game than it is for me in a real car. In a real car, I usually recover like in a microsecond. But on this game, I'll try to rapidly move the steering wheel to correct if I get a wheel off or something. And where I would normally be able to hit the gas, I gotta take the gas off. I gotta treat it like it's an old loose steering rack, you know. Which even when I rebuild my old cars, like my '93 Accord, okay, the one on the cover photo, that's got a brand new steering rack and all new bushings. There is no problem whatsoever with the tightness on that steering. It feels like a brand new car. Plus it's an Accord, so the steering actually tightens up at higher speeds. The pump reduces its strength. The power steering pump actually reduces its strength at higher speeds in an Accord, both to give you more straight direction stability on the highway, and also to help with gas mileage on the highway. And definitely the first economic passenger car to do that. They did it back in the fucking '88 model. They had it from the Legend in '87, I think. But I know by the time the CB7 came out, the '90 to '93 Accord, they had it on the Accord. My car does it too. Even with the H22 swap, it still does it. So the Preludes probably had it too. Because I don't have the. I have a compute. Wait, no. My computer's from an SIR Accord from Japan. So it's really hard to look up the specific information for it, because it's a Honda built touring car that they made for the touring car circuit. Okay. But I got the computer from that. I don't have the '93 Accord computer. I don't have the '93 Accord transmission computer. The training computer and the regular computer, the ECU, are both from Japan from that engine swap. But it's still, when I go down to low speeds, the steering just gets really easy. And at higher speeds, it gets stiffer and stiffer. It's got like 2 modes, I think. It's not regressive, but you can feel the way it works. You know, you can feel the higher pump pressure making the steering easier at low speeds. And then once you're past like 40, I think, everything stiffens up. And It almost feels like there's no power steering, actually, at higher speeds, which I think is cool. I'm used to driving old Hondas with no power steering, and like the only time you need the power steering is for lower speeds, for parking and shit. I really should try to keep it through third gear on that. And here maybe hit the brakes later, at the top of the hill. It's kind of difficult to go from a GT car to a touring car, because one, you got to hit the brakes before that, and then the other, you can get away with hitting it much later. Here's where I was putting my cigarette out in the ashtray. Oops. Well. Wow, that's on 100%. Holy shit. That sucks. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. Alright. So, no online challenges. So somebody wants me to drive a CRX, huh? I can drive a CRX. Where's my CRX? Where's my CRX? Hello. There's the CRX Del Sol SIR 92. See, unlike the Del Sol in America, that one came with the B16A VTAC delivery cam. Yeah, that's the full name, the deliver head cam. Alright, so there's my CRX. It's the old 90 one? Okay, so it's got a B16A. I believe I have this set up in cheap racer mode. See, we got 400 performance points. We got stock drivetrain, stock transmission, but that's the B16A, so that's not bad. We got it looks like an iBox spring set. See, what I do, unlike what most people do when they go and play a fucking game, is I go online and I look up the springs that I would buy for the car, and I look up their kilogram rate, and I get it roughly right, and then usually I add 7s just for luck, because it doesn't really matter, because the springs don't really come at exactly spec anyways. They're almost always a little bit stiffer. Almost always, if they're quality springs. If they're not quality springs, they're probably a little bit softer. But anyways, we have some let's call them Tokiko adjustables and fucking Ibach springs. And that would amount to a front camber kit. That would amount to a stock, let's see, an Integra GSR front sway bar, or just aftermarket sway bars. How about that? Aftermarket sway bars with a much thicker, beefier rear aftermarket sway bar and only a slightly upgraded front sway bar. That's how this is how I would tune this car, y'all. This is how I would actually tune this car. I'd put one washer on the inner arm in the front to get just a little bit of negative toe. Might take 2 washers, but I definitely wouldn't go very far with the toe on the back. Unlike that Integra, which is a longer car, this one being a shorter car, it can just kind of have a little too much fun with that rear toe and wind up getting a little bit spastic on you. Not spinny, but spastic. But let's see here. If I were to take this to the track, I would strip it the fuck out, and then I would add a roll cage. So the weight's all going to go to the back from the roll cage. 40 kilograms is fair enough. I'm going to do it the cheap white boy racer lightning kit though. Just take the seats out and shit. Yeah, I'm not sure how the new Forza game and stuff comes has all of this. Like, oh, lean to the right. All right. Let me fix the lean on the camera. But anyways, what I always liked about Gran Turismo is, let's see, like this. You go to stage 1, it's not just, here you get more power, it's an overall engine tune-up, ignition and valve timing will be adjusted, a thinner head gasket installed in order to improve compression. This improves peak power while retaining power at lower revs. Savvy? And, yeah, I would do all that, so I'm going to go ahead and install that. But it would not get me 199 horsepower, so I'm going to reduce that. It'll give me pretty good torque, but 195. I've seen people maybe get 193 out of that kind of tune. There we go. But anyways, stock trans, swap clutch. That's about how I would make that car go around the track. But if I was building a CRX, I wouldn't afford sports soft tires. I would have to buy sports hard tires, like some Falcon, Zayx, Not the Zyrex, though. The ones I like. The ones with the half racing tread, half street tread. Anyway. Let's find something to race. I can't do the seasonal events because we've turned my PlayStation's internet off. Kind of outmatched, but I can always put a turbo on it, right? Yeah, I'll just put a turbo on it. All you need is turbo. Da 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 da. That's how that song goes, right? One big fucking spooler on there. And a fart can. And custom headers. Got the catalytic converter. I put some fucking nitrous on there just for shits and giggles. Might not use it, but let's do it 20. Don't want that much crazy boost because that would just break the fucking car in real life. This is you're already breaking the car in real life, but all right. I'm just trying to make a realistic looking power curve. Look at that bottom left graph. If I was tuning, I wouldn't stop until it did that. I want that smooth top end power band, not a peak. It's gonna cause, you know, heat and fuel consumption spikes right there in the power band. That's important to consider when tuning an engine. But gonna need racing tires. Oh yes, racing tires. I should probably put a trick differential in there, but I'm not gonna. I should probably put a custom trans in there, but I'm not gonna, for now. I am, however, gonna go pee for it. Okay, so can y'all see these other cars on here? I am not going to win this race. I am just not going to win this race. No way. Just no way. Especially not without messing with the transmission. No way to keep up with that car. Ford GT, a GTR, a GT by Citroen, a Viper. The Falcon's actually a pretty badass car. I might catch up to the Falcon. Audi R8, that's going to pass the Falcon. V12 Storm. Yeah. Here goes nothing. Wait, 1 second. Okay, now I'm ready. Ooh, right-hand drive. Nitrous! No downforce. Did I mention there's no downforce? Whoa! Gone wrong. It's gone wrong. It's gone wrong. I'm pretty sure this car would not work after that. That was kind of hilarious, though. I saved that one. A little rear corner tap, that ain't nothing. That's how fast the stock VTEC transmission goes. No downforce. Oh. I didn't flip the car. Yay. No downforce. I'm actually gaining on the leader. How about that? Won't be enough, but still kind of cool. Yeah, like that. Come on, you fuckers. Oh, let me get across the fucking line before the damn time goes up and I get another lap to try to pass him. Oh, I don't think it's gonna work. Damn it! I totally could have passed some more of them. I was gaining on the leader. I wouldn't have passed the leader. He would have got angry and he would have kept me behind him. But, man, good job, little CRX. That was nice. Yeah, it took a couple minutes to get used to driving the little tiny squirrely car. An Integra is much more stable. And actually, I had the springs on this stiffer, so it was bouncier, less forgiving on the copings. It did all right. That's like the worst rollover I've ever had right there. Thanks. Where'd that car come from? So, it's kind of similar to how I wrecked my Integra. That was a high gumbo of luck and skill. Way too high. Oh, I made the other corner match the, I made the left corner match the right corner. Now they're both banged up. So if I didn't have the rollover, I would have got my third lap. I'm going to save this one just for the replay. Just for that rollover on the replay. That's hilarious. Fucking beast mode. Hey, this is about when I started getting the hang of the car. That turn right there is always tricky for me if I don't have the transmission customized. It's hard for me to stay in one gear right there. I like it much better when I can pop and power out. See, now most people might come on here and see this result and think, oh, that's a cheater car. Nope, y'all saw the tune on it. Actually, to go that speed in that car with that turbo and everything else, you would want much longer gears. Here, Toady. I turned in too soon right there. That was embarrassing. Still not quite confident on the brakes on this thing. See, my Accord that I actually drive every day, it's got a very squishy, relaxed brake pedal. So I go on the game or I get in the CRV and it's like, oh shit, those brakes feel good. Once I got around that Falcon, I knew I had a car under me now. That was pretty much perfect. For a front wheel drive. That was weak as hell. Yeah. I kind of want another shot at that one. So what do y'all think? Should I try that one again and try not to wreck it on the first lap? Or I could just reload it and get a new series of cars to race against. Actually, they might even come out faster. Alright, so a few of the same, a few different ones. Fine by me. I probably should go get an oil change. But I won't. Got enough power anyways, might as well don't get an oil change, right? Could have upgraded the transmission, but I won't. Come on, come on, come on! Trying to be gentle, but I was a little too gentle. They own me on the downforce right there. No! Damn it! Can't push like that through there without fucking downforce. God damn it! Still doing better than I was last lap. Last race. Shit. And then there was the rev limiter. It's okay, I'm much better off trying to pass him in these sections anyways. God damn it. There they all go again, right? Fuck beans. This car's just a little too bouncy. Very hard to control. Oh, I got my third lap. And this fucker's 35 seconds out again. Oh my god. That's first place. Fuck out of my way. Finally took that turn properly. How about that? You are mine to toy with. I did that right that time. Oh, ran out of time again. Oh well. 5th place. I would have had trouble with the Corvette C5, I'm sure. Not that much trouble, but a little bit of trouble. Definitely feel a little rusty. But that car is just way too bouncy. Very hard to get it to slide around just right. Still pretty entertaining though. I probably would have rather watched that one than played it. Well, let's see. The online races are usually the hardest ones, and I will take my time and make sure that I beat those in like the cars that I decide I should beat them in. The S2000 twice. The Fit, the Honda Fit in 3rd place. Y'all want to see that? The Honda Fit getting 3rd place on that? On a harder version of that race? NSX Integra. That's the one that the GT channel said that they drove, not me or something. Actually, no, it was just a lap time, but it was that car. Chat still working for anybody? think the Honda Fit in third place is probably the winner.
But how can it be a winner if it's in third place?
I'm speaking metaphorically. There's a weird voice. The Fit is go. I want to see the gauges on here. See how fast you're running it. I'm sure it's fully tuned with the transmission and everything being longer. First gear that I can actually use. What a cute little carbon fiber hood. The only way I'm buying a PS4 anytime soon is if they come out with Gran Turismo 7 and I can use a CB7 Accord like my Accord on it. They don't have my Accord on here. They got the previous Accord. They got the Accord 2 gens later. Don't have mine. Drafty, drafty. Ah. Hi, Mom. Yes, I normally don't speak of my own accord, but, desperate times call for desperate measures. And well, my Accord's pretty. Blood, sweat, and tears. Blood, sweat, and tears. I can't break a rule from a previous age without there being a joke for it. Lead a sheep to slaughter. Louisiana, 70777. And the name of his horse, and the rider upon it, is faithful and true. That joke was on me. Acura Integra. Yes. Now we have the Acura. I have another Integra. Much better looking, because it's not wrapped. But I love my Accord. Look at it. Look at that. Look at all its majesty and gumption. I'm not just a goofy bastard. I also play one on fake TV. Wow. Sweet. Alright. So, anybody else need to see another car? NSX perhaps? NSXs are always fun. Got the new NSX. gonna drive that now. Definitely gonna drive that now. Of course, I'm an excellent driver. Definitely an excellent driver. Tour of America. Laguna Seca. Where else are you gonna drive a Shelby Cobra? Where Carl Shelby drives fucking Shelby drove. Can't drive it anymore, he's dead. Shelby Cobra. Alright. What is this? R-U. Oh, regular, unleaded. Oh, I get it. Funny. I think we'll be just fine with stock power. Carol fucking Shelby thinks we'll be just fine with stock power. Don't think we needed that light. I'm just going to leave whatever the hell it was I did with the differential and the transmission for that matter. And the suspension. Turn down the rear sway just a little bit. I don't want to spin it out on me. That ought to be fine. Go with some sports soft tires. And there's no way it's still running 508, so let's just turn it down a little notch there. There we go. 507. Nah, it's probably gonna run more like 502. Ooh, 504. The torque is from New Orleans. How about that? ABS I put on there is not because I need ABS, it's because the brake pedal is just more sensitive than it should be. It throws me off. Excuse me. So, as you can see, it's a convertible. I have to be again. But I'm going to be a good little race car driver and hold it. All the power in the world!
Oops.
Damn it. $132,420. I bet you Mario would drive that cart. That cheeky bastard. Cheeky. was a time when I was so broken hearted. Love wasn't much, but a friend of mine. Tables have turned, and there's a fire. What you did to me takes my breath away. I was driving in my Honda till I saw my Auntie Wanda, and she bought a 6-pack of beer for me. Yes, I do have an Aunt Wanda. Yeah, so I can make that rhyme, because I have an Aunt Wanda, and that rhymes with Honda. Ha 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 ha. Pat, Aunt Wanda. Probably good that they moved on. Oh wait, no. I'm mixing up my aunts. Oh no. Wait, no. Wanda's still alive. Jeez. I was thinking of Lottie. Lottie and Roland, not Ted and Wanda. Ted and Wanda are just fine. They live in about where my mom was buried. Right around the corner from her, actually. Probably where I'll be buried, if I get buried, if I die. Stuff. In the beginning of this channel, there was a chance that death itself would be ended. That's, becoming a bit far-fetched at this point. It would have taken a large margin of success. Hell, it would have taken the FSB realizing who they were actually dealing with, and some of them deciding, hey, you know, this is Christianity. Christianity's not so fucking annoying. So, here's the S2000 that I would build. I would probably put a splitter on it. I get it. Oh, wasn't I supposed to drive an NSX? Yeah, let's do an NSX. A yellow one, a white one, a 91. See, there's the newer one, there's the newest one, and there's the old one, which is the 91. So Max, which NSX? That one. That one. That one. Those are the old ones. There's a US model left-hand drive one. Type R. Oh wait, no, that's the US model. O2 is the Type R. That's a Honda. That one and that one. Or I could just drive that little thing. I like that car. It's fun. I would not fit in that car in real life. I just would not fit. It's too tiny. Love the Prelude. Love the Prelude. NSX I made for my daughter. These green ones are the cars that I try to spec out as kind of like my car. Of course, there's NSX race cars. So either somebody pick one or say, I don't care. Or let's just play Final Fantasy instead. I think that's my official super badass car right there. Oh yes, spoon calipers on an NSX. Because why not? Do they fit? Yes, they do. Can you just swap the Integra Type R's right over? Yes, you can. So if you had old shitty brakes on an NSX and you really wanted to replace them, you could use a Honda Accords. You could use a CRVs as long as you used a thicker shim on the pad or really thick pads and then replace them quicker, or just use CRV rotors, but then you're adding weight to it. It would actually help you going uphill, but just a little bit worth it. But the Accord and the Integra Type R and the NSX and the Acura GS 9495 model all use the same rotors and pads. You can swap out brackets at the very most and use even like a Civic Type R pad caliper, rotors and calipers. So if you had an old NSX and you wanted to restore it, you could buy either some remans, which is what I would do, or you could find somebody selling some Integra Type R brakes on eBay. Put those on there. And then you would have some nice red Type R brakes on your old, special doesn't describe an NSX, no matter what you have. If it's an NSX, it's a fucking NSX, isn't it? You can have some fanboy modded out and just take some of the bullshit off of it and find some stock shit to put back on it. Hell, if they got aftermarket brakes, put some stock rotors back on there. Just some fucking O'Reilly rotors on there. And find yourself some Integra Type R calipers. Or some remams. Put the stock brakes back on there. They're fine. You get much better gas mileage, too. Find it lowered, put the stock springs on there. Find it rimmed up, put the stock rims back on there. If you want to track it, keep yourself 2 sets of parts. Buy a full set of stock parts and fucking cover them in WD-40 and shrink wrap that shit. And when you got your car looking like this, go racing. And when you're done, put it back. And you want to drive it on the street. When you're done racing, and you just want to take your wife out in the car that you used to race in, put it back stock. And it's as comfortable to drive as a Honda Accord. I have 450 performance point, 550 performance points, and I have GT spec. That looks pretty damn aggressive on that on the suspension. I'm gonna go to Nürburgring, so I don't want all that spring right there. Just a little too much. I want 8.5 in the back and 7.25 in the front, just about. And then let's see. 3, and 2. So when the car hits a bump, I don't want it to bounce. See? When the shot gets compressed by those hard bumps on Nürburgring, check this out. The extension, when it compresses, it goes in easy. Alright? When it extends, it resists a little bit. Okay? Conversely, on the back of the car, I want to be able to lean that car real hard on the corners. Not that worried about the bumps as far as the back goes. It's more about the traction. Okay? But when I'm hard on the brakes and the car is leaning forward, I want that spring to be able to extend easier. See? So then, this is just out of order. That's just too aggressive for the tires I'm going to use. And Oh, that's probably just fine. Transmission. I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole right now because I'll get OCD. Drivetrain custom. Power maximum. Nitrous. Yes, please. Downforce. Also maximum. Now I really excuse me. I really should you know, practice with this car first. But we'll manage. Oil change, sure. Body rigidity, 149 miles, not a problem. This could be difficult. Oh, really? The Jaguar fucking prototype? Okay, so I'm not going to win this race. Unless that car gets pushed off by somebody, and that's not going to happen because he's in front, so he's just going to take the fuck off and go where nobody else can find him. I'm not going to catch a 900 or 800 kilogram, 900 horsepower car. It's got more downforce than my car weighs. So. But we're going to try. That is pretty much a race car. Might as well have a little ABS. 2 is like no ABS. 4, that's actual like Honda ABS. I haven't driven this car for a while. Here we go, last race. Come on, man. Come on. Shit. Alright, I'm starting that shit over. Take it easy, James. Alright. Be a little more conservative on the brakes. This is definitely my last race because my fucking wrist is cramping up. And then on to Final Fantasy. Let's go outside this time. Ooh! Shit. That was my fault. I tried to nitrous out the corner. That was a really stupid idea. But it was like my only hope of staying in front of that fucker. Definitely not used to this car. Oh shit. Yeah, he just ran me right the fuck off the road. Really? Well, that was kind of sweet. Fuck you! That ended it. Fuck. 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 Just too much goddamn intensity. I'm trying to keep up with these fuckers. Can't see very well because the fucking sun's coming in through that fucking glass right there. Alright, I can't fucking do this anymore. I can't fucking do this anymore. Ow, god damn it, my fucking whole left wrist and hand and everything. Oh. Sweating, the house is getting hot. This isn't working anymore for me. Oh. I have won that race before, though, come to think of it. I have a save file somewhere. Pretty sure it was in that car. Oh. My watch is like strangling my left wrist and it's all like matted to my skin and shit. Oh god. So yeah, that was pretty intense, huh? Those were both prototype race cars. And this car isn't even made to keep up with the last 5 cars it passed. So I was driving on a razor's edge there, barely keeping control of the car the whole time. If I didn't spin out right there, I probably could have kept them behind me. I didn't go into that expecting to win, and then I started getting like the smell of victory when I wasn't prepared for the smell of victory. And then I was like, this is too intense for me. Yeah, you can tell I've done that kind of shit in real life. That's where I just got too happy. Got too happy. Didn't make a good turn entrance. Oh, I caught the sand. Oh, damn. Yeah, catching the sand will spin you out. Yeah, you don't know how bad I want to try that again. The whole fucking left, from the middle of my left arm down hurts. I'm like, I want more. I'm actually much better in a real car, and it actually limits my ability to drive on the game. People who grow up just racing in the game have an advantage over me, especially when it comes to losing control. I'm used to being able to feel the weight of the car, and feeling that weight transfer is like, I don't know, kind of everything. To be able to visually guide everything, just not quite as good. Oh, the fishies are begging. Okay. Sorry about that. Anybody's still here. It took longer than expected. I tried to feed my fish. And then I realized I had fucking Rod's food thawed out. So I had to feed the anemones. And that really tiny green bubble, I'm not feeding it enough. I'm trying to get my water quality back up, and I'm not feeding it enough, and it's shrinking, and it's not taking food very well. So I'm going to attempt to change games now. And as for this broadcast, it's time to end. I will be back on in a few minutes as soon as I can get the other one up and running. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Max, Sean, Paul, James, everybody. Miss anybody? Murphy's here earlier. Thanks, Murphy's, for being my wife, you know, that kind of thing. She is my lovely wife. She's very nice. Anyways. Please click the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe to the Lost Forgotten channel if you haven't. Subscribe to both.
Takes my pain.